Hi, welcome to the Entry book review of 1000 Record Covers by Michael Ochs. And this book is quite a thick book. This is from Taschen. I love Taschen books. Now, I don't know if there was a bigger version. There's quite a lot of Taschen books were in bigger versions, so you might find a bigger version possible. Now you can see the spine, of course, but I actually quite like this format, small format. Now, it is in French, German and English, which should be 767 odd pages. Book came out in 1996. It's colour and black and white all the way through. And it's, of course, album covers. Not single covers, not EP covers, nothing like that. But you've got album covers. Now you've got an introduction. And of course, you can see there the introduction. And it's 1950s, 1960s, 1970s and 1980s into the 1990s. Not much, of course, for the 1990s since the book was 1996 published. So we'll just go through. Now, I've got a couple of other books I'm going to show during this, but I'm just going to quickly show some examples. Now, most of the pages I've got like one or I've got two. So you've got two there. The quality is really, really good, really decent, sharp quality. Now, it's not the best of, not the greatest of. It is from his collection. This is the ones that obviously he likes. This is very selective. He just thinks these are the best covers. I'm certain I've got many covers myself upstairs. I've got lots of records that I've collected over the years, which I think could easily have been in this book as well. But of course, he didn't include them. But that's personal thing. So you've got Patti Page sings. But I love these books. And I've got quite a few of them. I'm going to show. They're just great. So you can, with streaming services, because quite often you think, oh, Patti Page, let's play some music. Patti Page. Not someone that I would think of, you know what, let's play some, just randomly come up and think. So just flick into his book, you can find various people, Arthur Murray, and so on and so on. Now this book also is good, great for information, tells you obviously the date, obviously the label as well, and also some cases, not all cases, the designer. It's actually not any of my designs, I've done album covers, and but some of the artists that I've worked and done are in here. So it's always nice, you think, oh, and then I just went back and I quickly looked at some of your work again. So it's just nice to look at. But anyway, that's by the by, because I love doing design as well. Please check out my Graphic Extras channel. Got lots of tutorials if you're into Photoshop. However, Rambling Man, and that's what I was just doing then. But Hank Williams, not Williams, David Williams, a completely different person. Lightning Hopkins, String the Blues. Actually, that's quite unusual the way the red's gone into the red there. However, I'm Jimmy Reed. I just obviously put the guitar there. And I just love looking, and also just the labels as well, the VJ there, and you can see King. Obviously, some of these, I assume, are long gone, these labels. So I just also love the, look at that one, the Dells. Now, again, never heard of the Dells, I must admit. Not a band that I can think of particularly, but what a great cover. Just so evocative of that period. This, I don't know, it was 1959. Just great year, that period. And you've got the look there. Just brilliant. Some covers are just pretty dull looking. I mean, We Are the Chantels. I mean, there's not really much. I mean, it's okay. Nothing wrong with it. But it's a bit just a picture of the band. Where some they do try and make an effort. And that's the thing. Let's just finish off the 50s. And then I'm going to go and quickly show you some other books that I think are really good. In this sort of similar sort of thing. Jimmie Rodgers, there, great. Again, lots of these just ones where just a single shot of a face. But sometimes they made an effort to make a little bit. Then you've got some that are really quite odd. I mean, this one, the Everly Brothers, we've got a lot of text. Does it really work as an album cover? I don't know. Personally, not a brilliant one for me. I thank God. Sam Cooke. I mean, look at that. That's a nice one. Still a bit odd and unusual, but that's the thing about a lot when you look at some of these old ones. They had a way of obviously creating. I mean, the Marcells. I mean, that's just, look at that, very abstract sort of cover there. Blue Moon. And again, some have a little bit of information, more information, not much. I mean, this Joanne Campbell. I'm Nobody's Baby. I can't say I've ever heard of Joanne Campbell or Anita Bryant. Terrible. I should. I love all kinds of music. Should like all the 50s, but sometimes you look through these and you think, wow, never heard of them. And I love these ones, these lovely drawing ones as well. Very, very 50s, that sort of style of drawing. Walking with Mr. Lee Allen. Then into the 60s. Right, at this point, let's just quickly break and show one of my favourite books in the similar sort of thing. Record covers. This is Graphics. I think it's fairly obscure, pretty tricky probably to find. You might find a copy. but worth checking out for. So if you, this is my probably favourite. It's just evolution of graphic covers, and it just covers a whole range of covers, weirdly. Just showing lots and lots of great designs all the way through this. And it's just, obviously it's got classical as well. So it's not, now I've never seen a classical one. Maybe I must check out for a classical album and just find covers for albums. I'm certain there's some pretty amazing album covers there as well. Jazz ones, and you've got obviously more there. However, that's that book. And then you've got this one. You've got Prestige, obviously a jazz one. These got just brilliant covers. Really worth, these books are really worth checking out. There's a load of these sort of books, very similar sort of style, sort of that size. You can see the sort of size of this one, actually, just going to point out, is actually just the size of a hand. It's not very big. This one's slightly bigger, but the pictures inside are actually smaller, which is weird because you can actually see through this one. You've got all Aftermath, you've got all the various. This is the all-time top 1,000 albums. Now, this, of course, is a slightly more different way of doing this. Perfect record collection. So you can get over 200,000 votes from fans, experts, thing. But just great, just for the all the various covers there. Now, this is a similar one to the Prestige, which I really love, coast to coast. And again, just full of absolutely classic album covers. Again, sometimes very basic colours, duotone, whatever, and it tritone, etc. I mean, look at that, just lovely black and white covers. Sometimes I think they work best, but this one is huge and weighs a ton. Disco, full of brilliant. Whenever I turn the pages, there's always a picture of, you think, can't really show that one. And you've got here, and you can see sort of real huge. Now that record cover one would be obviously brilliant if it was this size, but it does weigh a ton. Blue Note, an absolutely brilliant one, really worth checking out. Cover art of Blue Note. And I think there's also a volume 2. I don't think I've got that one. Should get it. I think it's quite expensive now, so not easy to get. Quite a few of these ones, often once they sort of go out of print, they're not easy to get. You just happen to find them or in a shop. I think I found this one in a charity shop. You know, it's about the only place to find them, I think, sometimes. I think all those books, other than the disco one, came from charity shop. And this one, it's very similar sort of vein as the other one. This one's 1,000 albums, 1,001 albums you must hear before you die. Really, really nice one. Again, lots and lots of covers, but small covers there. So let's just go now back to continuing this review of this one. Now this one, you go into the 60s. 60s again, the style, slight change, but of course you've got surfing. Now I'm not certain there's really any order to this. I mean, these obviously grouped them in particular ways, and maybe there was a master grouping. You've got You Know Who group, the Casinos, lovely the Birds, Sweethearts of the Rodeo. Now you've got obviously soon that's strange, Buffalo Zone. Don't know. And the Birds. I suddenly, when I looked at it, I thought that's a bit confusing. It looks very similar, but obviously I've just stuck it together for something. And obviously, and then you've got the Shirelles. I love that. The Toys, brilliant. Attack, the Ronettes. Again, you can see some groupings. Obviously, that sort of music, the Raindrops. And you can see some pages have sort of one album. I don't know really why some albums have got one and some pages, groups, have got 2. So you've got 4 in that whole section there. And then you've got 4 in this one. You've got Ike and Tina Turner. I just love those ones. Look at those brilliant covers. Paul and Paula. And some of these I've never heard of. Obviously Nancy Sinatra I've definitely heard of. But Paul and Paula, we go together. Maybe because there's some of them in the States. And I just know mainly the obviously the UK ones. And of course you've got French. Now, there's not many of sort of foreign, sort of what I would call the foreign albums, Hungarian, Czechoslovakian, etc. There's probably some, but not many. But Tom Jones there, you've got Tom Jones. And some of these, I mean, I had that one, Petula Clark, lovely album. Tom Jones. And of course you can get these at record fairs, etc. eBay, I suspect, all those sort of places. Them, brilliant album as well. Van Morrison. And then the Rolling Stones. Oh, I love that one. Rolling Stones. Love all the Rolling Stones albums. And Wilson Pickett, the Beatles, of course. Brilliant one. Now, I assume that's the Capitol. Yeah, that's the Capitol version. So that's not the, obviously, UK one. Got the UK one. Mono edition. Love that album. Actually, not too bad condition either. Steel Eye Span, brilliant. All these bands. Nitty Gritty Band, Dirt Band. Fleetwood Mac. Of course, just lots and lots. Oh, King Crimson. Some of these are weird. 1969. Right. I thought we've gone into the 1970s. Why did they put that in? See, this is the ordering is weird. Sometimes I quite flick through this and suddenly there's a 1964 album in the 1970s period, which is very odd. But you've got King Crimson there. Brilliant. I love that one. And you've got Nazareth. Oh, Malice in Wonderland. Excellent. Jefferson Airplane. Lynyrd Skynyrd. Just absolutely, just full of brilliant albums. The Who. Carly Simons. And so on. There's just so many. Ramones, of course, goes into the punk period. Love the punk period. Well, disco, all those sort of things. Same sort of time. You got Bruce Springsteen. And then you go into the 80s. And you can see it changes. You've got Blur. Well, that's more 1994. But, of course, that is that period. So you've got Blur there. And also Alice in Chains, Pink Floyd. Some of these albums I really do not know. I have to say, I really have not heard of these ones. Red Crater, again, maybe bigger in the States or something else. I mean, it's possible. And that's the thing, I think sometimes, obviously Tracy Chapman there, and so on. Just lots and lots and lots and lots of brilliant albums all the way through this. And I'm just, well, and then you've got an index at the back, which is always handy. Index is always great, so you can see sort of, you've got the Eagles, Sheila Kay, Echo and the Bunnymen, Robin Gibb, Jerry and the Pacemaker, and so on. There are just lots and lots of brilliant covers all the way through this. An absolutely superb book, quite a chunky book. In many ways, I am glad it's not a huge mega Taschen one. These ones I think are quite good. And even so, it is actually quite a hefty book. Really nice quality paper as well, decent quality. So if you look through it, you can't, I mean, you can see through it. You really have to look. But it's not, I don't think it's too bad at all in any shape or form. They could make it even thicker and it would weigh even more. So this is brilliant, absolutely superb. 1,000 record covers, absolute superb collect. And if you collect books about covers or just interested in what sort of music's around from all the way from 50s, 60s and 70s, etc., then I would suggest looking for this book. 1,000 record covers. Totally recommended.